Where is God? Where do you see God? How do you know God? The truth is, God is alive within you. God is not outside of you. God is not in a book. God is not anyone that will tell you about religion. God does not want you to refer to yourself as a label. For a while, you can be mixed in that life and believe you belong to a religion or a group or a name or your memory. But the truth is, God is all-encompassing and expands beyond any existing universe and through it simultaneously. He gives you the gift to wake up every single day and have the ability to wake up to the truth which is alive within you always. That is the highest gift of this human existence, because without that truth, you'll never stop going through strife, going through suffering. It will continue for many years and potentially many lives until you come to the point of self-recognition beyond distortion, beyond confliction, beyond negotiation, beyond any separation, and you don't believe that you are any of the conditioning, any of the programming. You've come into the life that God gave you, that God lives through you. The point of a channel, I'll give you an example. The point of a channel, I don't mean like through technology, looking at someone's page. I'm talking about channeling energy. You see, anyone who teaches spirituality and will tell you like, oh, channeling is very bad, you don't know what you're letting in. This is ignorance. Every single being who's ever spoken truth, including all of them, is channeling God. It's actually what I'm doing right now. I asked him simultaneously both to speak through me. I told him to speak through me on this day to tell you exactly what you need to hear. It doesn't matter how many of you hear this, it will go to who is supposed to hear it. Because this civilization, this timeline, you are all still completely, a lot of the ones you're seeing are either not real or unconscious or both. Usually both. But if you're seeing this and you've made it almost 3 minutes, comment and let me know. Are you able to connect to this frequency deeply? Or do you feel that there's a blockage or a wall within you, stopping you from embracing the truth of God, which is the I that am? I am consciousness. I am consciousness. I am consciousness. What does that mean? It means I exist. I am existence. These are the highest affirmations. If you're taught this from when you're a child, we'd be living an entirely different template of a life. But they don't want you to know that. They want you to be overstimulated and lost as a consumer, working in a system. What I'll tell you is that system is not God. The same is to be said for any sense of worship, worshiping something outside of yourself. Unless you see it in the truth of God, which means presence, stepping back, detachment, space. Everything is space, not just where the stars are. Everything is space. God is having a dream. This dream is now about to become a lot better because humanity is beginning to wake up, because there is the gift of technology in a balanced way where, yes, it can be used to siphon energy from you and put you down a path of distraction, distortion, debilitation, drainage, delay. But I'm here to relay a message of truth within you in oneness. Don't judge anyone. If I say, unconscious people, that's not a judgment. That's an observation. A judgment would be if I start a bunch of name calling, shame. Shame is a part of the program that we're coming out of right now, as a matter of fact. Now I want to also speak to you about time. Everything you were taught about time is a lie. 100% of it. Time is completely interchangeable. It is not fixed. I'm sure you've noticed in the recent days, weeks, months, especially if you're self-aware, the energy in this earth experience, sometimes it's really not making sense. One day can feel like 3 hours. And then it gets quicker the next day. And then you alternate. And a week later, time goes slow for a day or two. It feels like several days that you're up and moving in this life experience. This is partially to do with frequency, vibration, state of consciousness, and the lesson that you're having to learn, and the energies around you, and the alignment of the stars astrologically. This is why knowing astrology is very important. It's also why knowing how to read energy in general is very important, because time is always changing. Time exists here right now from what you're seeing, but I am not subjected to one timeline. You've probably heard about manifestation, shift into another timeline. Okay, yes, this is true to an extent, but they're giving you little bits. They're not giving you the full truth. The truth is, yes, it does all exist already. Yes, you can tap into the field and have a revelation. And then have a revelation. Say this word, man. And then have a revelation of awakening, of knowing that, yes, wherever I am, it exists. Yes, I'm dreaming when I go rest. Each night, I'm dreaming. I'm in other lives, other dimensions. I notice things change here, not just the feeling and sensation and realization and recognition of time, but the concentration levels, the energy levels, the ones around me, desire, feelings, direction, thoughts. Everything is subject to change here. So is time. Why would time be the one thing that's left out? And I also must tell you, the highest blessing of knowledge, one of them at least, is to know that I don't belong to time. I am the one that is aware of time. Tell yourself these things. I am aware of time. You have to be there to see time. Time doesn't see you. Are you looking at yourself as time? No, you're yourself looking at time. You understand? Time is not here as a limitation. For a while it is. As you're living as a person, ego, yeah, it's a limitation. You're serving in a system, it's a limitation. Because you're always running, right? The clock, what shape is the clock in? Now let's get to the really useful, vital part about this teaching about time. The clock is in the shape of a circle. What else is a circle? 2 circles. Infinity. There's a higher one and a lower one. They keep you typically running on the lower one, subjected to whatever program they have running, to where they can take your energy and make you a servant to them so that they have the power, so that they get to live great. On the higher side of 8, not completely, but as high as they can go, while they manipulate energy beings, light beings, and keep them on the lower side of infinity. Another analogy would be, they keep you holding up the pyramid that they're higher on. You're on the bottom of it holding it up, but no more, because you're self-aware. So you're not going to be in that scheme much longer. This, you wouldn't have made it 9 minutes in a very esoteric divine transmission if you were supposed to remain in that cage. More than anything that I could ever gain in this life, if I could ever gain anything, would be to be your liberator. Everything else is so minimal. To get you out of that system, because sometimes I have to also remind myself, yeah, it's hard to even to think about it. Many beings can have some spiritual essence, some knowledge, but maybe they're still so limited without realizing it because of things around them, because of their belief in it, because of programming, because of trauma, because of the main issue, false identity. So what are we going to do about that? No God, no time. That's the point of this video. Time, in the way they've made it in this earth experience currently, is controlled by a Saturn energy. Certain ones in this world, okay, I gotta cut this part out. I can't speak about them because they're not gonna let you see this video. They're gonna penalize this channel if I speak about them, if I tell you who they are. So let me just skip that part. I won't talk about the ones specifically. I'll give you a hint. Just go watch a music video. I probably said too much already. I don't care anymore. Honestly, I don't mind anymore. If you're meant to see this, you'll see it. They've already done such hindering to certain expressions of truth, but they can't do that forever, you know. It's a very balanced existence. Eventually, the truth will come out. There's such an awakening happening anyway. They are who they are. They're scared. And they know it. That's the thing. They know it. Because the second it breaks apart, the second it falls down, their illusion that they put it in front of you, that you believe in, that you serve, their agenda, it's over for them. They don't have the power. Their value of money and the currency and the way it's been made is done. Being worshipped as an icon, conning you. That's probably okay to say. I don't think, it's too much. That deception ends. So they won't get any worship. They won't be put up high anymore. They're going to drop. They're going to dissipate. And then when you shift to a higher timeline, beyond time itself, then they will not exist anymore in your reference point from your perception.